Hi everyone, welcome back to Banjo-Tooie. So we're still in Cuckooland, and today we're going to take care of everything that you need Banjo for, which honestly isn't quite a lot. You're supposed to do the cheese wedge with him, which I did in the last video, but obviously we found a way to do that with Kazooie, so that wasn't necessary. So the first thing I want to do is get over there. You can see jam jars inside there. What you're supposed to do is hatch this egg with Kazooie, and then like a butterfly thing comes out, you pick it up in your bag like that, and you float over. Totally unnecessary with a double jump, which just proves that it wasn't intended at all. And I can just fit right in here and get some more of the level's notes, which is just enough to learn a move, which is actually the first time that's happened in this playthrough, where I've just had enough. It's because I skipped level 7 for now. And this move, as far as I remember, it only has one like necessary use, and we're about to see that. But it actually lets me do something really cool before that as well, so I'm just going to head back outside. I'm going to try and kill one of these things because I don't like having not full health. Imagine how hard navigating this place would be as Banjo if you didn't have the double jump. It really does make everything a lot easier. Just going to go outside the red exit. So inside the central cavern we saw one of those eggs that you're supposed to hatch as Kazooie to release the butterfly. There's another one of them over here. In fact, I think there's a third one as well, like to get to the cheese wedge as Banjo. This one, all three of them can be skipped. This one is by far the hardest to skip because, as you can see, the distance is pretty big. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate this on land first. If I go into sack pack mode, the move that I just got, and just smash forward, he does like a jump in the air. In the middle of that jump, if I press A and hold A to do a big jump, that happens. So what I want to do is, in the middle of that big jump, come out of sack pack mode, swing my bag around, and then jump again for the double jump, like this. Okay, so something like that. It's pretty tricky to do, and if you do that, and you line yourself up properly, you can actually just barely make it across there. This might take me a few tries, I hope it doesn't. But let's go for it. So I'm just moving straight to the corner. Just want to be as close as I can get. And there's like a corner that sticks out. I've tried to get it in like the middle of the screen so you can see it there. It's a little hard to tell, but that's where I'm aiming for. Actually, that's not right at all. That's correct. So obviously the vine, or the beanstalk rather, is already there because Mumbo did this rain dance. So one thing that's important to remember here is that when you're doing this trick, you need to absolutely smash forward, because if you don't, you'll just do a little jump with the sack pack, and you need to do a big one. So let's try it. And you should always hold A as well whenever he's like cancelling anything. Okay, he just barely made it. Usually he doesn't grab the ledge, but it's good to know that that's like a backup. So I would say that's probably one of the more difficult tricks in the game, but with a little bit of practice anyone can do it. I don't like that he calls Banjo Furball. Furball? Furball. I mean, the only difference between him and I is the colour of our fur. And the fact that I'm much better than him at races. Yeah, this guy's like a total douche, I don't like him. And I just took a shortcut there. I don't think this race is actually possible without the shortcut. So even though I killed myself there, I still won. And that was the second Mr. Fit race. There's one more to do. And that's actually the last thing we need Banjo himself for in this level. But there's one other thing that I want to show off just before I head back into the central cavern. And that is, if you know what you're doing, you can actually get up any single wall, or any slope rather, as Banjo. So you can see this slope here. If I were to jump on that, Banjo would slide down. Any slope where that happens, you can just do this, jump, pull out your bag, land, jump, pull out your bag, do the same thing, and you can actually just climb up it. So that's pretty neat. I'm going to use this to just show that it's possible to get into the highest opening on Cuckooland as Banjo. It's totally pointless, but it's pretty neat, and it'll let me show that, or it'll let me take like a shortcut back to where I want to go anyway. So you can go much higher than this. You can go almost to like the Zuba nest at the top, but it just stops you after a while. Like you can see there's like a seam here the wall above this you can't slide on, so that's as high as we can get. Okay, so let's see if I can get down to Kazooie without dying. It's going to be kind of hard with this bee over here. I'm just going to try and walk off and like go into the shack pack at the same time. Okay, cool. Oh, never mind. Not cool. I thought that wasn't supposed to happen. I thought if you were in shack pack you were invincible until you landed, but I guess not. And it doesn't matter at all because I'm now literally exactly where I want to be. So I'm going to head out of the central cavern. I'm going to get the last of the levels notes, which are just underwater here. I like to go into Talentron mode as I go underwater. I just think it's kind of cool when you like do it as you're falling off a ledge. In the first game that actually is quite helpful because it means that like you dive underwater or something like that. I can't remember. But anyway, yeah, that's all the notes in this level. I'll prove that to you in a couple minutes. And the last global for the levels here as well. So, over here, in this little cavern, there's one of those switches for the safe. Obviously you're supposed to shoot a clockwork through there, and I think that's the first one that said number 1 on it, I think. Just showing off how I've skipped all of those. Okay, so this is George. I'm not going to listen to him, I'm just going to push him off. You're supposed to send him back to his wife in the icy side of Hailfire Peaks, but you send him to the wrong side by accident, so he dies. This was completely accidental. But there is going to be some Ice Cube murder later on. And this is going to be helpful for the last Jiggy in Jolly Roger's Lagoon as well. Before we get to that though, it's time to do everybody's favourite thing. Yeah, I'm going to take care of those eyes with the world's transformation, so don't worry about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to race Canary Mary. A lot of people have trouble with this. It really isn't that hard if you mash a certain way. I'm going to do the whole thing without pausing once. So she's rubber banded, as I mentioned in Glitter Gulch Mine, which means that if you slow down, she slows down. If you speed up, she speeds up. So a common strategy that people use for her is to just go really, really slow for most of the race, and then at the end, just go as fast as you possibly can, and you'll just sort of narrowly beat her. And that is a legit strategy. It does work, especially it's especially helpful in the second race. The first one's kind of short, as you can see I'm already at the end of it, but the second one you go pretty much everywhere in the level, and it takes about maybe 2 or 3 times as long as this one did. But that was no problem. You can see how much I defeated her by there. In the next race it's going to be a lot closer. But yeah, I was talking about the mashing technique there. The best way that I find to do this is to use both of your hands on the E button. If you use both of your index fingers, just position them on the controller in such a way that you can easily tap on the button. If you just alternate hands like this, it's really easy. It's much easier than just sort of tensing your forearm and going like that. You can mash quicker like that, but you get tired out. Another strategy that people like to use is to just like pause the game after every 10-second interval or something. That's definitely legit as well, but it's kind of lame. It's much cooler to do it all in one go. When if like one of your index fingers get tired, you can just switch it out for your thumb as well for a little bit. Another way I like to time this is to sort of do it in time with the music. It's not really consistent though, because like you will slow down at points. So she's a lot closer to me this time than she was in the previous one, which definitely puts a bit of pressure on, but if you just keep at it, you'll probably win. Obviously this is the hardest kind of race in the game. All the Mr. Fit races have got nothing on this, but I'm not even sure this really counts as a race because all you're doing is pressing one button all the time. I'm trying to like not let my controller hit the microphone at all, but it's kind of hard to do. So it's probably a lot of unpleasant background noise right now. So yeah, she's pretty close to me, but we won easily. I mean, she just came right behind me, but that actually was a pretty good victory. So that's the last we're ever going to see of her in this game, thank God. I'm sure everyone's happy about that. All that for a damn Cheeto page that we're not even going to use, because I'm not going to use cheats because that's super lame. Okay, so I'm now finally going to go and become the world's transformation. For those that have played Banjo-Kazooie, this will be quite familiar. Which seems a bit like a cop-out, but at the same time they actually did improve this transformation in this game. It was kind of dull in the first one, but it's pretty neat here. So before I go in there, I'm going to climb up this pole because there's actually someone waiting for us over here. And that's the last blue Jinjo. So I'm going to get a nice jiggy during this cutscene. So yeah, we're the bee. I mentioned that he's improved. I'll show that as soon as I get outside. Okay, so he's improved in the way that you can just hold B now to move forward quickly. Holding A or pressing A rapidly still makes him go up quickly. And you can press Z or Z to shoot these things, which is how we're going to take care of these eyes. So there's 4 of these in the level. You're supposed to do them in a certain order, but the truth is that if you kill them in any order, you still get the jiggy. So that's what I'm going to do. So the one that it's at right now is on the orange platform, but I'm going to kill the one in the purple one first, just because it's on my path. And the next one's over there. I'm going to get that in a second. I'm going to go and do the third Mr. Fit race as the bee. He's fast enough that you can do this. There's only one sort of thing that you have to be careful of, and that is that you're not too high when you cross the finish line, because if you are, it just won't register. So you need to stay kind of low. But you'll see in a second just how fast this thing can actually move. Okay, I went really slow at the end just to make sure I was low enough, but I still absolutely demolished him. And that's the last we're going to see of him, so I'm very happy about that. Because he's been very mean to me. Okay, and the next eye is over here, so let's get him. It's really, really easy to kill these things with the bee. I can't remember if you can do it with BK. You probably... No, I don't think you can, actually. I don't think you can. You would think you'd be able to do it with, like, grenade eggs or something, but I don't actually think that's the case. And anyway, the final one's over here, so let's just open fire again. Come on. Landing when you're in first person mode can be kind of a pain, but I got it. Okay, so the next place I want to go is a place that only the bee can access, which is the nest up here. Before I even enter it, you can probably guess what kind of challenge is going to be inside. And I will say that it's probably one of the harder ones in the game. At least it's harder to like get both prizes in it. Alright, so where is the entrance? There it is. It's a little lightly coloured part. It's kind of hard to do. I'm actually going to come out of first person mode, I think. Just see if I can get in normally. Oh, come on. I'm right there. Cool. Okay, I'm not going to listen to you, just going to do your... I'm not going to listen to those. So it's just the usual thing, you know, red is 1, green is 2, blue is 3. I'm sure we're all bored of this by now, but as I said, this one actually is a little challenging. I don't even know what number you're supposed to get, so I'm just going to aim for 50. I know that 50 does get you both prizes. I'm not sure if you need less than that. And as usual, there is definitely an element of randomness in this, because like you could, in theory, get like 0 blues to appear. And as usual, doing it in first person mode makes it like a million times easier. It's crazy to think that when I was younger I never did this, I always did it in third person. I never even thought to go into first person actually. Okay, it looks like I absolutely wrecked this game, but in practice I got much worse luck than that and I was just barely scraping 50, so... Yeah, I've got both prizes. So I'm going to get the Cheeto page first, because I think it kicks you out after you get the jiggy. Where did it land? It's on this one. Oh god, why can't he land there? That's just ridiculous. He can walk on half of the mountain outside, but he can't land on that little slope. Okay. Of course I don't want to play again. So there's one last thing that I need to get in this level, and I think it's like ridiculous that we're already at the last part of this level. And it's the one island that we haven't visited yet, the Jelly Castle, or Jell-o Castle if you're American, even though Jell-o is a brand and not the actual product. So I think what you're supposed to do here is, yeah, you're supposed to go in as Banjo in the Shack Pack move, and you can fit inside this little hole, and I think you could fire Clockwork in, but I don't think it can jump high enough to reach a Jiggy, and that's how they sort of prevented you from cheesing this. But it doesn't matter because I've got a better strategy. If you just sort of head down and move into it at full speed, you can actually just let him fall down on his own and hold him B. He'll just pop right through. And that should be the last Jiggy of the level, but we'll just check to make sure. Yep, that's absolutely everything. Looks great. So I'm just going to save and quit now. And it's a shame to see that this level is going now because, as I mentioned earlier, it's probably my favourite level of the game. But it's okay because there's still plenty of cool stuff left to show off, including where we're going next. So how many clockworks have we got? Still got 10. Nothing to worry about there. I might pick up some grenade eggs actually, since there's a basket here. Because I am going to need them later on, I think. I don't even remember. I've got no idea. We'll just have to wait and see. So we're going to the cliff top because, well, not because we're going into this new level, which is over here. Although I'm going to head over here first because there's some notes and a globo that I want to collect. But because we're actually going to go back into Jolly Roger's Lagoon and finish that one up. That's one of the levels that I didn't really do a lot in before. It's been quite a while since I've been in there as well. There's still so much to do in there, so I'm going to go and finish that up for now. I'm using the Claw Clamor boots here. You can get around this by using a Clockwork Egg, but the shot is so precise and it's so hard to do. I'm not good at it, and I don't want to waste all my clockwork, so I'm just going to do it the lame way and walk up. Okay, so we've got one more black to get. Can't remember if we get him in this level or not. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is split up, because there's something that Kazooie can do, only by herself. So I also want to like keep on top of my doubloon count. I need to make sure I have 20, because I'm going to have to buy something later on with them. Okay, I'm not going to get any more. That's actually, I want to just have like the minimum, because I'm going to show off something else with that as well. So yeah, here's like a secret entrance through Mumbo's house that lets you get to this area. There's that pirate guy lying about. I'm just going to take damage because I'm going to have to kill myself soon. So here's Tip Top from the first game, the music instructor guy. He can't hatch his egg, so as usual I'm going to have to do that for him. I'm not going to read the text, but there's like some problem, the baby can't walk or something, so you just smack it. Or, in my case, breathe fire at it, I guess. I guess that's acceptable. Really didn't mean to do that. But yeah. So these guys are going into this completely empty lake. There's like nothing in there. I think it's cool that the baby tries to sound like its father. Okay, so let's grab this and let's just end it all. Okay, so so I'm actually going to switch to Banjo now. Normally I would switch back to both of them at this point, but there's something that I want to show off in here which I need Banjo to do. Before I get to that, I'll just jump up and get all of this stuff. Okay, so there's a jiggy in there. You need to buy it from this guy for 20 doubloons. It's kind of weird. You need to talk to him a couple times. I hate the sound he makes, man. It's just so awkward. So yeah, I can get that. As you can see, I've got 0 doubloons left, which is going to be significant in just a second, because if you go back in, he has something else in stock which is worth 5 doubloons. It's a Cheeto page. I don't have 5 doubloons, so I'm going to do this instead. This might take a few tries. It's not the easiest trick. What I'm trying to do is walk off the ledge and then like taxi pack the other direction as I'm falling. And obviously you can only do this with Banjo. I promise this is possible. I've done it several times. It's not possible when he turns around like that though. You can also do this by like jumping back and then doing taxi pack, but I think it's easier if you just walk off. I've had better success with that. Oh come on, how did he not grab that? Yeah, it's a little bit finicky. It's not the easiest trick to do, but it's going to happen, and I'm not going to edit any of it out, because if I need to suffer this, then so does everyone else. Okay, so cool, I got that. And what's funny is, if you do come back later with 5 doubloons, he still will let you buy it, even though the glass is gone, and like, the cutscene where the glass normally breaks, it's just like, it just shows the box for like 2 seconds. But yeah, I don't think, at least I've not been able to get the jiggy that way. I used to think that if you were able to get the jiggy that way, the game would never let you get the Cheeto page, but I don't think that's the case anymore. It's just weird. I just was never able to get it. I think it's because, like, it probably is possible, but you can only pick it up when the jiggy's facing a certain way, just like that one in Grunty Industries. So, yeah, back in Atlantis, I'm going to start getting all the stuff down here that I missed before. I'm going to head in all the temples that I just ignored before, starting with this one. So, I'm going to use fire eggs since I've got infinite of those. Look at that beautiful flag on his shorts. So yeah, I'm not going to listen to him though. Pretty difficult challenge here. I mean, it's not the easiest one. Just because the aiming isn't too great. Actually, I want to stay up because I need to be conscious of how much air I've got. If I just stand like here, I should be good. I should be able to access everything. Okay, cool. So you just want to shoot all these little fish that are trying to like bite him in the butt. This is more likely to take me a few tries than like any of the glitches I've shown off so far, because I'm really not good at aiming this thing. Although their hitboxes do seem to be quite generous, which is always welcome. I think they get faster as the challenge goes on as well, which doesn't help. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you've actually hit the ones on the other side. Oh, come on. Seriously? Seriously? How... Like, I mean, you all saw that, right? Like, it hit it about 5 times. It just does my head in, man. I can't stand it when things... It's so DK64. Alright, back down again. That should be a little bit higher, I think. One strategy that people like to use for this fight, not fight, but challenge, is to like go above Chris and just try and hit them all through there. I think it's easier if you sort of stand in a position like this, where you can see where all of them are going to spawn. And if any come like right in front of you, you can just aim down a little bit and get them quite easily. The noise they make is really weird. It's like the mummy noise from the first game. Thank God I've got infinite of these eggs, by the way, because I would be in so much trouble if I didn't. Okay, it's done. So we're gonna get a well-deserved jiggy for that one. Okay, you can leave now. Okay, I don't like how much air I've got left. I'm going to just pop up and get some more. So there's a couple other temples down here that I want to go visit. The first one being this one over here, which we need Kazooie to open. I'm also going to need these in a second. Actually, I should kill this eel first, because it's going to get in the way a little bit. Okay. So you can just shoot a clockwork straight up here and get this Cheeto page really easily. And there's literally nothing else of interest in this place, so I'm just going to head straight back outside. And the third temple that I want to head to is this one over here. I think the only thing that we're interested in here is a Jinjo, but it also serves as a different path to like another part of the level, which saves us a bit of travel time. Not much to say about this place. There's a few pretty lame enemies in here that are really easy to avoid. That's pretty much it. I don't know how that happened. I should have made it up there. Just play it safe, I guess, and like hold back a little bit before I head towards it. Okay, just barely made that. Cool, so that's the brown family complete. 72 jiggies already, I can't believe that. I think that's the second family that I've completed in this video. The blue one first. Okay, so in here, I'm going to get these grenade eggs because I am going to need them. But before I do that, actually there's a fish under here. Hello? My game froze. Oh my god. I'm mad. Okay, so we're back here. I have no idea why the game froze there, but it's not actually a big deal because thanks to auto-saving, I still have everything that I had before. As you can see, the brown Jinjo family on the lower left is complete. And I still have the right number of jiggies, 72. So I'm going to head underwater, pull out Kazooie, hopefully it doesn't freeze this time, and swim right through this guy because, no, he doesn't have it. Okay, I'm going to have to look for him then. One of those fish will have like a Cheeto page or something in it. So I'll get that in a second. But for now, I need to open this guy up to shoot all of his big teeth out, which is easier said than done, honestly. The hitboxes on these are pretty bad, especially on the little ones. I'll just activate this as a shortcut. I don't think I'm ever going to have to come down here again, but I suppose you never know. Like, I just don't believe that that first one didn't connect. That took so long, man. I hate the hit detection on those things. Okay, so this is a pretty gross area. It's like the inside of Jabu Jabu's belly, only it looks more realistic, I think, which makes it worse. So, a purple one. Still missing quite a few purple ones. I think that's the family that still has the most members missing. So in here is Jolly's partner. Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to her, him, it. Just gonna let it run off, and then I'm gonna kill myself because it's quicker than swimming back outside. And since I've reunited Jolly with his partner, I can get a jiggy from that, which is always great. I'm kind of surprised that that fish underwater didn't have something in it. Actually, I'm really surprised by that, because in practice it always did, and I practiced this route like 3 times or something, so not really sure what the deal is with that. It's probably because I had to like reset the game because it froze, which changed the randomness, but whatever, it's no big deal, we'll find it. Just have to search for it a little bit. Before I do that though, there's something up here I can quickly grab with a clockwork. I don't like this shot either, it's a little tricky. Never mind, it's actually really easy. Okay. So we're getting close to the end of Jolly Roger's Lagoon. There's still one jiggy that I'm not able to get just yet, but fortunately it's one of those ones that we get from a different level anyway, so no harm done. The last of the level's notes are down here as well, so I'm actually gonna just go Kazooie for this. That's not where I want to go, it's these two. I can just blast this open. Let me just double check actually, I think that should be all the notes. Yeah it is, okay cool. So this flying saucer is the start of another quest in a different level. Obviously that level is Hailfire Peak since we've been pretty much everywhere else. So the idea here is that you just power up the ship by shooting ice eggs into these little holes. It's pretty easy to do, but I mean in theory it is. The aiming is still really bad in this game, as I've pointed out before. It's a little sensitive. Okay, cool. They start shooting their guns everywhere. These must be American aliens. And this gives us a nice jiggy, and more importantly, a pretty long cutscene. You can't skip this text either, but I'm not too bothered by that. I quite like the sound they make. I think it sounds kind of funny. It's like so suited for aliens. So yeah, that's like a hint that they're on an ice level. Obviously you would normally get this jiggy when you come to Jolly Roger's Lagoon the first time, which is ages before you would go to Hailfire Peaks, but we don't care about the natural order in this playthrough at all. Okay, so the next place I want to go is in this green tunnel over here. And the last jiggy that I'm able to properly get here in this level is in this area. But we're not going to be done because I do need to look for the other fish. Here's one of them. What does this one have? This one has the Cheeto page. Okay, so there's still one more that I need to find that has like a honeycomb piece. We'll go on a hunt for that in just a minute. So over here is a central platform. And you can just... I mean, the positioning on this is a little tricky, but it is possible to just clockwork your way up there. That was terrible. Okay, cool. I'm impressed that only took me 2 tries. Usually it takes a lot longer. Okay, so I guess I'm just gonna run around the level and see if I can find it. Hopefully this isn't too boring to watch because I'm not gonna edit it out, I don't think. Damn it, I wanted to get the clockwork. There's not a warp pad here, is there? I thought there might be, but I guess I was wrong. So I'm gonna head back to Atlantis because I know there's one of the fish there. Actually, let me just quickly check something. I should only need 1 honeycomb and a jiggy. Yeah, the jiggy's the thing that we'll get from a different level. So, I think, yeah, down here. Ice eggs make quick work of these guys, so that's cool. They can still damage you though, like I think if you touch them even after they're frozen, it doesn't take health off of you, but it still knocks you back, which is kind of an inconvenience. Okay, so here's one of the fish. What does he have? He has eggs, which is completely useless. Okay, I guess we'll try down there. Actually, I might not need to. Let's try this place first. I think I did check the fish in here the last time I was in this level, but I don't think it had anything worthwhile in it, so maybe it does now. Yeah, it does. Brilliant. So let's just flip to Kazooie. Okay. Come on. Oh, come on. Give me a break. Cool. So that should be everything from the level. Let's just double check. Yep, it is. So I'm going to call it quits here. And in the next video we're going to head to the only level that we haven't really explored yet, which is Hailfire Peaks. And we're going to start getting all of the many things that that one has to offer. So I'll see you for that. Thanks for watching.